Ahmed, good to speak to you as always. So,
Thank you.
Why do we think this has happened now? Why this announcement at this moment?
Everybody, all the observers of the region, were predicting, estimating that this is going to happen. The young Deputy Crown Prince was always looking forward to taking the throne, even not only being a Crown Prince. And why is this happening now? It's basically because bin Naif, the Crown Prince, the deposed one, the removed one, used to be pro-Qatar, pro-Turkey, but now it seems that Saudi Arabia and Mohammed bin Salman, who is very close to Egypt, to United Arab Emirates, is going to flex his muscles against the Muslim Brotherhood, against Hamas in Gaza, and against Qatar itself. Recently, he has a meeting with Al Murrah tribe, and they issued a statement where they denounced and condemned Amir Tamim of Qatar and the way he is behaving to Saudi Arabia. A senior presenter at Al Jazeera has left today morning based on the orders of the royal family in Saudi Arabia. So it seems that there is a more retaliatory tone in the region against these hot profiles in the region.
So this move at the top of the family in Saudi Arabia has to be seen in the context of what's happening with the embargo that's in place on Qatar.
Absolutely. Mohammed bin Salman believes that Qatar should take a step backward, should not continue, as what he says, its stances toward Iran. And on the other hand, because he is more against Iran, he has like a sharp stance and we should fight Iran. He is the highest, the more influential voice in the royal family who is speaking loudly against Iran. So he believes that Qatar should be not only isolated, Qatar should take a serious step backwards. Otherwise, he's going to continue with the process, with the procedures they're taking now of the boycotting of the Qatar in general. And later on, this is not going to be just this. There are certain reports speaking about certain plans that there might be a more reckless movement from the side of Saudi Arabia against the Emir in Qatar, unless, say, the United States practices more pressure on the ambitious Emir, on the ambitious coming Crown Prince. I believe that he and bin Salman, I mean the bin Zayed in United Arab Emirates, who is his big brother, as he always names him, they're going to take serious, I believe, reckless steps against the Emir of Qatar.
Well, everyone was waiting for the next step, of course, trying to ease the diplomatic pressure on Qatar. Do you think this is being seen as the sort of the machinations, as you say, for forcing Qatar's hand to perhaps change their tactics, their policy of dealing with the Muslim Brotherhood and Hamas?
Yeah, I think so. The most important priority now for bin Zayed in the United Arab Emirates and bin Salman in the Saudi Arabia is to isolate Qatar, because they have their own project in the region. They're mainly interested in pushing back the hegemony and the interventionist policy of Iran in the region. On the other hand, they are interested in having Israel in the Sunni coalition, and that will boost their capabilities and leverage against Iran by involving the United States more. Israel, if involved and engaged in this Sunni coalition, is going to increase their credentials in the United States for the Trump administration. On the other hand, they believe that if Trump is not convinced, I mean, the establishment seems to be like the Pentagon, the CIA, they have different stances. They recently, even the White House spokesman speaking about, we're not designing our policies according to Twitter, or we're not tweeting our policies. So there is a clear rift, even in the establishment in the United States. Part of it is very close to the stances of the emirs, both of them, and part of them is close to the rational way of dealing with Qatar, mainly because Qatar is a very influential player in the war against terror. It has one of the biggest American military base in the region. Turkey is highly involved in Qatar as well. They recently deployed the troops in there. So it's not in favor of any party to have more of a conflict, more of rift among the GCC members. That depends mainly, I mean, the retaliation coming in the coming few days depends on the stances of the United States and how Trump is going to approach the crisis.
We'll see how this one plays out. Ahmed al Burai, thank you for that analysis.